Is there a certain type of headdress that is acceptable? Let's talk about it. Good morning. For those of you who don't know, my name is Maya Karen. I run a fashion blog called Classically Kept. It does feature luxury, contemporary, and how to style, and now natural hair care and hair care topics. So if you are into any of those things, please consider subscribing to my channel. Click the notification bell. That way you will never miss a video. So I have been wearing headdresses, I would probably say since 2020. We are now in 2025 and I absolutely love them. At this point, I have a headdress that goes with every single outfit. They make me feel beautiful. They make me feel put together, and they also make me feel regal. And at this point, I am known for them. But since wearing headdresses, I have noticed that I get different reactions depending on what type of headdress I'm wearing. So I just want to quickly break down two that I'm referring to, and we're going to keep it in those two categories. So the first one is going to be the head wrap. And let me scooch over, because I know for myself, especially when I started wearing them, when someone thinks of a head wrap, this is what they are thinking about. So we are going to call this, for this purpose of this video, a head wrap. It's the one where you have a top knot and you wrap some clothing, or you wrap cloth around your head. A lot of people also associate this with Africa or being an African head wrap, okay? Or like an African cultural thing. So that's what we're going to talk about when it comes to this. Now, on this side, I would probably say I started wearing turbans maybe in like 2022. I got heavily into them in 2023. This is what we are going to consider to be a turban. So they are two different styles, and that's why earlier I was using the term head dress. Both are head dresses, but for this video, this is going to be a turban, and then this is going to be a head wrap. So first, I do want to acknowledge that there are many cultures that do wear head dresses, and there are many religions or people who have beliefs that wear headdresses. We have the Muslim women who wear the hijabs, we have the Amish, we have the Mennonites, and there are many other cultures. For me, it is a fashion choice. But as you heard me say in the beginning of this video, depending on which one I am wearing, I get different responses. So the first one with my experience, which I started wearing in 2020, is going to be the head wrap. Remember, I said I do a top knot and then I just adorn my hair with a piece of cloth or fabric. It doesn't even really matter what I am wearing. It could be a maxi dress and I throw on a head wrap. It could be a turtleneck, some pearls, heels, a top handle bag, and a pencil skirt. Whenever I wear the head wrap, I get more of a standoffish approach, or people kind of look at me funny. And I get it from white and I get it from black. It's almost as if they think that I am just like Black Panther pro-black. I think the African or the head wrap style that I choose to wear is still somewhat synonymous, or people equate it to Black Panther, civil rights, and the Black Power movement, like this rebellion, like this rebellious phase, or like this rebellious person. I'll give you the perfect example because I feel the same way as well. Now let me say this. In my opinion, an afro and a twist out and a braid out are two different things, right? When I'm talking about an afro, I'm talking about Angela Davis. She wears, she braids it and then in the morning she picks it out and it's like a halo. In my opinion, a twist out and braid out are different because you have hang time. Also, in my opinion, I think society accepts twist out and braid outs more because the hair is not standing up, okay? So when I'm talking about an afro, I'm talking about Angela Davis. I find that a lot of older people, whether it's white or black, especially black people, I find that older black people equate afros with still the Black Panther, black this, black that, only that, civil rights, rebellion. And I think that sometimes that gets equated to, or it's kind of across the board when it comes to the head wrap that I choose to wear. Now, when I wear a turban like I am wearing today, I have even had people approach me doing this. In the Muslim faith, if you are a Muslim man, you are not supposed to touch a woman who is not closely related to you. I remember I was walking into the grocery store, or it was some type of store, and there was a door. The man opened the door like this, and then after that, he bowed and he did this, which is custom in their religion, which is custom in their culture. Now, I have never worn a hijab, but I find that when I wear turbans, once again, I could have on a fit and flare dress, I could have on a turtleneck, pearls and a pencil skirt. I find that when I'm wearing a turban, the approach to me is more friendly. People will open doors. People will do this to me. People will say to me, hello, my sister. People will actually smile at me. If someone has a question, they will approach me. It's almost as if when I'm wearing the turban, I think a lot of people think that this turban that I wear might be a cultural thing, which is fine. For me, it is a fashion choice. I think a lot of people equate it with religion, and they feel like that they need to respect it or that I deserve respect because of my faith or because of my religion. And I find that very interesting because it is almost it is a stark contrast. When I am wearing this turban, the approach or what people think of me is different. And it's very clear in their body language. Wearing a head wrap, I have had people just stare at me and just kind of look at me, look at my hair, kind of look back at me, and just keep walking. I even had someone kind of look at me, look up at my head wrap and look back at me and shake their head and then just keep walking. The reaction is very different. Religion. So when it comes to the turban, and I'm going to include the hijab when it comes to this part, religion. Most people are very aware that if you are a Muslim woman or if you are part of the Islamic faith, you may wear a hijab. That's absolutely fine. So because it is a part of someone's religion and their belief, it is heavily respected. You might not understand it, you might not agree with it, but it is respected. The head wrap, or the one that we're talking about on top of the head, when it comes to African culture. What a lot of people might not know is that it can signify a woman's status or her marital status or even her religious beliefs. But because that might not be widely known here in the States, I don't think it has as much respect or it is not recognized. I think for a lot of people, it is more so of a fashion choice and it is a form of rebellion. So my first question is when the headdress is associated with religion, or when most people associate a headdress with religion, is it okay? The hijab with Muslim women, whenever, Mennonite or Amish, and there are other cultures. But typically when I see Black women, African women, Black Americans, when someone looks to be of African descent and they choose to wear not a turban, but a head wrap, it's almost looked down upon, or because for me, like I said, it is a fashion choice, but it's almost like, okay, well, since it's not tied to a specific religion, or since it's not tied to a religion, they can take it off. They shouldn't wear it. It shouldn't matter whether or not I ask them to take it off. I think when it comes to the hijab and it being a part of the religion, which I fully respect, hijabs are absolutely beautiful. The average person would never walk up to a Muslim woman and yank off her hijab, or they would never question why she is wearing it. You see that she has the hijab on and she is fully covered from neck to ankle. Fine. Beautiful. But as opposed to someone like me who was wearing this turban, who is wearing a turtleneck, and I do have on a lounge skirt. And if I was to leave the house, I would put on a pencil skirt, heels, keep the same earrings, and then do a top handle. I would get a very different reaction with the same outfit if I chose to do a head wrap. And that is what I have experienced. So my question to y'all is, have you noticed that as well? Do you get different reactions from people depending on what type of headdress you are wearing? My next question, do you think a lot of people associate the traditional head wrap with Africanity, and is that a problem? Also, do you think that because the hijab is more of a religious headdress, that is why it is accepted and that is why it is respected, as opposed to the head wrap, and people just kind of look at that as a form of rebellion? And the last part, and I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, but as an African American woman or as a Black American woman, however you refer to yourself, why don't you wear head wraps, headdresses, or turbans? The debate that I've been hearing is basically Black women or Black American women don't wear it because they don't want to be associated, or they don't want to be looked at as too Black and or African. And like I said in the beginning of this video, a lot of people still equate headdresses, turbans, head wraps with slavery or looking like a slave. I remember I was on Twitter, or the situation had gone viral, and there was this woman who had on a head wrap and people were referring to her as Aunt Jemima, Mammy, and a slave. So in the comments, let me know why you don't wear one. Or is it simply because you don't know how to tie one and you feel like you look crazy when you are wearing them? One of the things that I love about my community is that we can disagree, but we keep it respectful. I just want to remind you, here on YouTube, I do upload videos every Wednesday and Sunday. And of course, right here, I'll put my Instagram handle. Thank you so much for hanging out with you guys. Bye.
We always have it coming.